Hey guys, welcome back to BHB, and today we have part 2 of this YouTube mini-series. Basically, Steph Curry, is he a choker, or is that all a myth? Now, today we have the 2016 NBA playoffs. Basically, if you're a Steph Curry fan, you probably aren't going to want to watch this episode. If you're a LeBron fan, you're going to love it. Guys, Stephen Curry, NBA Finals 2016, that basically labeled him a choker. That basically is where the myth came from. 3-1. Choking completely, couldn't get past Kevin Love in the final minutes of Game 7. And, of course, LeBron had his own moment. There was the block, Kyrie Irving, there was the shot, and Kevin Love proved that he can play perimeter defense. So, yeah. But, of course, there's a lot more going into this than just those 4 things. And let's just start off like last time, Conference Finals and NBA Finals. Those are the 2 things that really matter to me in this series. Nothing before that, regular season. I feel like those and the first and second round of the NBA playoffs aren't as large when it comes to like the magnitude of the moments. So yeah, Conference Finals, let's look at it. Warriors beat the Thunder, but they were down 3-1 at one point. Of course, this is the season where the Warriors went 73-9. All right, and when we look at injuries, Stephen Curry MCL sprain. So basically, the injury, it took him out of Game 5 of the first round, where he suffered the MCL sprain that he suffered. It was Game 4 against Houston. He sat out Game 5 and then sat out the first 3 games against the Trailblazers, which was the second round. And then he played, came back. He had that famous game where he dropped 40 points on the Trailblazers, 70 points in overtime. And, he was like, I'm back, all that. Talked all the talk, and then completely choked in the finals. But look, in my opinion, the MCL sprain that he had never got time to completely heal. I'm going to be honest here. He did not have all the time needed to really recover from that MCL sprain. I get it. He did have all those games off, but it's an MCL sprain. Okay? You guys know that when you shooting is based off of the power from your legs. Now, the MCL is in your knee. He was supposed to miss 2 weeks. Now, the Warriors performed very well against the Houston Rockets in Game 5. Took them out for that. And then they performed very well throughout the first 3 games. And they ended up leading the Trailblazers 2-1. And Steph Curry comes back, wins that game 3-1. But in my opinion, it just never got time to completely heal. They rushed him back, in my opinion. They really wanted him back because he's the MVP. He was unanimous. And what the Golden State Warriors really wanted was to get him back as soon as possible. So I feel like he wasn't completely healed. Like, I feel like the moment that he could play, they put him in. Like, the moment there was no pain, no soreness, they put him in. And in my opinion, during the regular season, if that ever happened, he would have gotten a complete month to 3 weeks to really heal that knee. He never got that chance to. He consistently played on that bad knee the entire playoffs. And I feel like that also really, really affected his performance in the end. Now, the matchup against the Thunder, no injuries. Now, that's kind of funny considering that this actually ended up in a 7-game series. Steph Curry in this series dropped 28 points per game on 37 minutes, 44% from the field, and 42% from 3. In my opinion, this is why I feel like Steph Curry choked in this series. When you come back and beat the Trailblazers and you're like, I'm back. If you're talking all that crap and then you only drop 28 points on 44% field goal percentage, that's pretty trash, man. Like, I don't know what was going through his head. Maybe he felt super confident. Maybe he really did think that knee healed. But let's be honest here. He did not have the same athleticism, the same form, the same everything because of that MCL sprain. Now, moving up next to see, his help. He had Klay Thompson, 42% from the field, 42% from three-point land, dropped 25 points per game, and an amazing Game 6 performance. Man, guys, that Game 6 performance where he had, I'm pretty sure, 10 threes in NBA playoffs games, or was it 12 threes? I don't know what it was for sure, but basically saved the Warriors from losing in 6 games against the Thunder. Draymond Green shot terribly, 21% from 3, 35% from the field goal, and then had 11 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.6 steals, 1.7 blocks. That's pretty good defensively. Harrison Barnes played exceptional this series, 53% from 3, 40% from the field. Iguodala, solid as ever, 8 points per game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. But then, on the other hand, of course, you have to look at how the Thunder did. I already explained this on the last episode. Did Steph Curry and the Warriors beat the Thunder, or did the Thunder lose it for themselves? And in my opinion, the Thunder lost this series. They gave the Warriors every single chance to come back from down 3-1. Kevin Durant, 42% from the field on 29% from 3. What? Compare that to his regular season stats where he dropped buckets on 50% from field goal and 39% from 3. That's a huge drop in percentages. That's terrible. And you might say, well, obviously there's pressure. Yeah, of course there's pressure. This is the playoffs. There's always pressure. There's always better defense. And basically he dropped 30 points per game, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.7 blocks, 1.7 steals on 41 minutes a game. Now, regular season, he played 36 minutes per game. So there was a 5-minute increase to his minutes per game. And even with that, he only added 2 more points. He had less assists, less rebounds. And yeah, guys, Kevin Durant did not perform at his best this series. Now, moving on, Russell Westbrook, 40% from the field, 32% from 3. Now, this was the year that Russell Westbrook really started to have really poor 3-point shooting. But regardless, if you drop from 45% from the field to 40% and you're Russell Westbrook, come on, man. What are you doing? Now, of course, he did have more points per game, more rebounds, more assists. But I feel like the only reason why that happened was because he got 5 extra minutes. I feel that's really all that happened. And now you got Serge Ibaka, 47% from the field as a power forward, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he played the power forward position this series. And then he shot 33% from 3. That's pretty impressive in my opinion. But that was just for the regular season. He actually increased his 3-point percentage to 34%. And of course, I don't name off a lot of numbers, but this is just the face value. We'll be getting into moments, things like that very soon. Steven Adams, 61% from the field. Andre Roberson, yeah, let's not talk about Andre Roberson's 3-point percentage and his field goal percentage. Not the best, but he's known for his defense. So let's get into whether or not Stephen Curry choked this series away. All right, Durant, Westbrook played like garbage, and if those are your top 2 scorers, and they're shooting Durant 42% from the field, Westbrook 40% from the field, you're never gonna win. And I feel like the Thunder really lost this and gave the Warriors this win. I feel like if the Thunder play just normally Game 6, I know Klay Thompson had that insane performance, but if you're the Thunder and you just play decently Game 6, then the Thunder move on and they beat the Warriors in that case, and they match up with the Cavaliers. And I feel like Steph Curry, he did choke. I mean, let's be honest here, he did have a pretty tough game. I mean, he was shooting 45% from 3 in the regular season. He dropped that down to 42% for the playoffs. He had 30 points per game in the regular season. Only had 28 points per game in the conference finals. Guys, obviously he choked. If you're Stephen Curry, I get it. You're injured. But like I said, if you're going to talk all this crap against the Trailblazers and showboat, you got to perform. You need to perform, and he really didn't here. 28 points per game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 2.1 steals during the finals against Westbrook. I get it. Now, when I say he choked, I say that he should have increased his stats. He should have played better. Because even though Russell Westbrook is a ferocious, tenacious defender, I mean, in my opinion, he just hustles a lot more than everyone else. It's not his technique that changes how you play. If this was Patrick Beverley, I'd understand the dip in stats, all right? But this is Westbrook. He's basically just playing harder than everyone else. He's basically a Matthew Dellavedova that attacks you on offense. But the worst part is that Stephen Curry doesn't even guard Westbrook. Stephen Curry is always guarding Andre Roberson during this series. So I don't understand why there was a dip in stats. Now, I did say he choked. It wasn't as bad. If he had dropped if he had his NBA Finals performance in this series, then that's a complete choke. All right, because even though I said he does have an MCL sprain, he is going up against a ferocious defender. I'm gonna repeat this. If you talk all this crap against the Trailblazers, you have to perform. And you're the first unanimous MVP that the league has ever had, and you're underperforming in the conference finals. Come on, man. Come on. For this series, I'm gonna give him a C. Like I said, this was just the conference finals, not even the NBA finals, and I feel like he could have done much better. Now, Cavaliers beat Warriors. Warriors blow 3-1 lead. Of course, there's this and that. Now, let's just address the injuries for this. Now, I'm going to say this over and over again. Stephen Curry, I'm pretty sure he was injured. He had to be injured, okay? There's no way Kevin Love is legitimately guarding Stephen Curry on the perimeter. Steph Curry, there must have been an injury. There had to be. I'm sorry, there is no way Stephen Curry was not injured. There's no way that knee was not bothering him. Sources close to him always say, there was an injury. I'm going to take their word for it, and I'm going to say that there was an injury. But the reason why I'm not going to give him any excuses for that injury is because he decided to talk crap. All right, now moving on. Of course, there's a Steph Curry injury, and Bogut's left leg injury that took him out for Games 6 and 7 were the reasons why, in my opinion, were a huge reason why the Warriors blew this 3-1 lead. Okay, left leg, injured Game 5, out for the rest of the game. No Draymond Green that game. Warriors lose, and now I'm gonna go back to that. Iguodala back spasms Game 6 and 7. So let's think about this. Cavaliers have Game 6 at home, and then they have Game 7 at the Warriors' house. Cavaliers destroy Warriors Game 6, and Steph Curry fouls out. And the reason why this Bogut injury changed everything is because with Bogut and Draymond Green out, Game 5 is the Cavaliers to win. It's easy. Game 6 is there to win as well, because Bogut's now out. Bogut was one of the best rim defenders on the court during the finals, and he completely changed everything for LeBron James and Kyrie Irving, how they played, how they finished around the rim. I feel like LeBron James and Kyrie Irving, even though they're great players, Bogut hindered their performances. He didn't completely stop them, but he hindered their performance around the basket. Now, Iguodala's back spasms. Who's guarding LeBron James? Iguodala. Who is the one person on the court that can at least not stop entirely, but hinder LeBron James' performance? That's Andre Iguodala. And he gets back spasms Games 6 and 7. LeBron James is superhuman, and Andre Iguodala a great defender. But if you throw back spasms onto Andre Iguodala's athleticism, guys, he's not guarding LeBron James. There's no way he's going to actually be able to body LeBron James, stop him from getting in the post, stop him from blowing right past him. LeBron James, and with Andrew Bogut out and Andre Iguodala gone, LeBron James and Kyrie Irving had basically free reign for this entire series, guys. Free reign, okay? Now, so not for the entire series, but for Games 6 and 7, they had free reign. Now, let's compare the stats, of course. Stephen Curry, 30 points per game to a measly 22.6 points per game in the finals. Damn. All right, just come on, man. That was just, guys, he choked. Okay, he choked. I know people will be like, yeah, he took responsibility for it. Yeah, I feel like, he's just being a leader there. I'm going to say this. He choked. Stephen Curry, an MCL sprain, of course, is terrible. It hurts your ability to shoot. But I'm giving him no excuses. Not after all that crap he talked. So, basically, if we're going to look at Klay Thompson's performance, he shot actually pretty well. Actually, no, he didn't. 43% from the field, 35% from 3. Draymond Green, 49% from the field, and 40% from 3. He shot better than Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. And he played more minutes per game, had more assists than Steph. Guys, I actually never realized that. Okay, Harrison Barnes choked completely, 35% from the field, 30% from 3. Andre Iguodala, 30% from 3, but he was never much of a 3-point shooter anyways. He was always, important for his defense on LeBron James. But in my opinion, if the Warriors won this, Draymond Green is winning Finals MVP. because this is ridiculous. I mean, Stephen Curry going up against Kyrie Irving. In my opinion, Kyrie Irving isn't as good of a defender as Matthew Dellavedova, but Stephen Curry wasn't much of a playmaker this series, wasn't much of a scorer. And Kyrie Irving, on the other end, 41% from the three-point line, 47% from the field, 27 points per game. And that's an increase in points per game from 20 points during the regular season. Like, James Irving carried. Of course, you have J.R. Smith shooting 40% from the field, 36% from three. Kevin Love played terribly, 36% from the field, 26% from three. Kevin Love had a really tough series. Kevin Love had a really hard time here. And honestly, in my opinion, the Cavaliers won this series. Of course, Warriors' injuries really screwed them over, okay? If Steph Curry doesn't have that MCL sprain, he's probably blowing by Kevin Love in those final minutes. If Bogut doesn't get injured, hell, Game 6 is probably the Warriors to win. Game 7 is definitely theirs to win if Andre Iguodala and Bogut aren't injured. And now people say, why aren't you bringing up Draymond Green's suspension? LeBron James is a great basketball mind. We all know that. And I don't think anyone has addressed this yet, but do you ever think that LeBron James, that final thing where he got Draymond Green suspended, you ever think he did that on purpose? Seriously, you ever think he did that on purpose? He got into Draymond Green's skin, talked a bunch of crap, and then got Green to throw, I don't know if it was a punch or it was just like a swat in LeBron James' direction that made contact. But of course, that was a technical. He got suspended for Game 5. And in my opinion, with the Warriors losing Game 5 and the only home game left being Game 7 where the Cavaliers have momentum, damn, guys. LeBron James, in my opinion, what he did there, that wasn't luck. That was LeBron James using his great basketball mind. Of course, people would be like, that's full of BS, but hey, you can say whatever you want to say. I'm not a huge LeBron James fan, but I'm giving him credit where credit is due. I really feel like he did that on purpose. Getting Draymond Green suspended, I feel, was all part of his plan. He saw what happened in the end. They were down 3-1, and he started talking a lot of shit. That's all I gotta say. Now, let's just get this over with and give Steph Curry his grade. Guys, this has to be a D. Just D. You know, it's not an F. An F performance would be under 20 points per game. You know, he's choking from the free throw line, shooting 25% from three, 35% from the field goal range. It wasn't that bad. Okay, it wasn't that bad. And Kyrie Irving was really hungry to get back at Steph Curry after he got injured. So I feel like, you know, the 40% from three, 40% from field, that was warranted. You know, he was injured. And I feel like I have to explain just a few more things though. And this is going back to Steph Curry's injury. And for those that don't understand, so Stephen Curry's MCL sprain, I feel, didn't have enough time to heal. They rushed him back. But the reason why, in my opinion, I'm not going to give him a pass for that. His percentages, his stats, his performances. The reason why I'm not giving him a pass is because of the way he treated it the moment he got back. When you come back into the game and then you scream to the entire Portland Trail Blazers crowd that I'm back, like you're back. All right, you're back. Stephen Curry, in my opinion, has always been not humble, but he's definitely not egotistical after what I've seen him do with Kevin Durant, you know, taking a back seat. But I feel like in this moment, knowing that Stephen Curry isn't that egotistical, you know, that narcissistic, if he's saying that he's back, he's back. And that's why I'm going to, for the most part, ignore this injury throughout the NBA Finals. Maybe he never had one. Maybe it was actually a terrible MCL sprain. We will never know, because I doubt that he will ever tell us. But there is one thing I do know, is that Game 7, there had to be some injury. Game 7 against the Cavaliers, there must have been an injury. Guys, Kevin Love, he is not staying with Steph Curry. Okay, I don't care who you are. Now, Kevin Love was hell-bent on not making sure Steph Curry did not get a 3. Stephen Curry was hell-bent on getting a 3 up. But still, guys, if you're Stephen Curry, there is no way you're not getting past Kevin Love there. There's no way you're not getting open space against him. There had to have been an injury. Guys, come on. there had to have been an injury. That's all I'm gonna say about this. So when the Warriors beat the Thunder, I'm gonna give Stephen Curry a C+ performance for that one. Against the Cavs, it's a D. Obviously, he played terribly. But yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed. I know it was honestly for this video, I was all over the place. I was moving back and forth between topics, and I wasn't always so clear with how I graded Steph Curry's injury. All the other players, the help that Steph Curry had. But I hope you guys enjoyed it regardless, and that just know this: 2016 Conference Finals and NBA Finals. All in all, Steph Curry choked during both of those performances. Not so much the Conference Finals as the NBA Finals, but there was still a dip in stats, performance, nonetheless. Hope you guys all enjoy this, and hope to see you back for episode 3 when I go into the 2017 NBA Finals. I hope you all had a nice day, and goodbye.